In this episode, we talk a little bit about our events that we're at. We're at DevOps Live in London at the moment. Show some photos there. We have a new edition of our Codefresh Chronicles, which is awesome, around progressive deployments. And then we have an upcoming webinar you're not going to want to miss for 2025.1, the new version of Octopus. Hey, it's Friday, which means it's time to deploy. Jim and I are back. How was the cyclone for you, Jim? Non-existent?
Non-existent. I managed to get out of Southeast Queensland before the cyclone hit. What about you guys? Did you guys fare okay?
Yeah, I should probably provide some context. So for folks who don't know, we got hit with a cyclone up here, which is why we were off last week. I was running around my house trying to prepare my house to get hit by a cyclone. It was a Cat 2. We had winds up to 150 kilometers over our house. Basically sounded like someone was trying to land a Harrier jet on top of my roof. So that was fun. But everyone kind of came out unscathed, thankfully. And we had one tree that broke and crossed our road, but we all the guys on the street came out with their chainsaws and we hacked it to bits and cleared the road, and we have limbs everywhere that we have to clean up. But anyways, we're back to talk about the news. Thankfully nothing bad happened, so that's good. Anyways, we have lots of news to cover, obviously, because we missed last week, so let's go ahead and get into it. So lots of stuff to cover. As you may know, we're currently at DevOps Live. You'll find this up on our events page here. DevOps Live is a yearly event that we go to, and it's a huge event. This one's being held at the XL, and we've been part of this for the past number of years. We've posted some photos recently up on Twitter of our presence there, which is awesome to see. So you can see here, there's our booth. We've got a bunch of folks dropping by, which is great to see. We also had Steve Fenton, who is a member of our team, talking about all things DevOps related. He was up there talking about I think effective DevOps metrics. So Steve spends a lot of time talking about DORA metrics, which is cool to see. And then some other photos you can see. Here's Adam with our day one prize winner, won a creator pack for Lego, which is cool to see. So that's something that we typically do from time to time, which is awesome. And so we'll be seeing more posts about DevOps Live coming up in the near future. We also have KubeCon Europe on April 1st to the 4th. We'll be there. It's actually, incidentally, at the same venue. So there you go, Jim. You don't have to travel far to go to the next event that we'll be at. It's 2 weeks after. So we'll be doing a bunch of stuff there. If you haven't seen our events page, you can check it out up on our events location. And we've got a bunch of things planned for this. KubeCon's a major deal for us. We do a lot of stuff here. So as we talked about previously in the last episode of Deploy on Friday, Bob's doing a lot of stuff here at the event. We've got ArgoCon. We've got an exclusive event at the Fox. We've hired a magician to showcase his skills, which will be a lot of fun. I wish I could go and take a look. Fix my build and what
DevOps related magic. Yeah,
that's right. And as always, Dan, who's our VP of Open Source at Octopus, he'll be hosting Jeopardy. This is featuring Kubernetes rollouts, GitOps, etc. Argo CD, always a good time. And then we got a whole bunch of sessions, so you can see them up on our events page for KubeCon. Lots of stuff coming with events around KubeCon itself. So KubeCon Europe, if you happen to be at KubeCon in London at the XL, swing by our booth, have a look, say hello. It should be a good time. We've got a couple of other things I want to mention here. So Steve was doing his presentation, and of course I couldn't help myself when Steve posted this little clip of himself. Of course, I had to make a little picture of him saying, I once caught a fish this big. And so I think Steve appreciated that. He then replied in kind with, "So, how did it feel when he caught me? What? I caught him." So there you go. So the back and forth on LinkedIn is a go. I highly encourage people to get into with your friends. So there you go. Anyways, so good to see Steve doing a lot of presentations there, which is awesome. This is a video. The Codefresh Chronicles is, I think, a monthly series at this point, where we highlight a bunch of features around Codefresh itself. This one's highlighting progressive delivery with Codefresh, which is awesome. So if you want to check this out, this is up on our YouTube channel, which is at /CodefreshCICD, which is our channel name. Here you see an example of the video itself. This is utilizing the ability for doing progressive delivery via Codefresh itself, which is awesome. And you can take a look at the video, and it goes through all the ins and outs of doing that as part of that video, which is great. We also have other videos as well. Recently, as early as this morning, I was hosting a 101 series. So these are the live renderings or the live recordings of each one of the 101s. So what we've done now is we actually host these things for each geography. So we host one for APAC, one for EMEA, and one for America. And the reason why we do that is because it just makes it easier for people to go on those time zones. So now we do this, our monthly series 101, where we kick the tires of Octopus, showcasing how it is that you can use Octopus, what it is, why you should use it, things like that. All of this you'll find now on our YouTube channel as well. Cool. All right, Jim, I saved a little bit of the better stuff for later. I wanted your thoughts and opinions on this next topic. We have a new version of Octopus. So if you go to /what's new 2025.1 is available. So what did you and your team build in this latest release? Anything?
We missed this release.
Oh,
we needed to
come on.
We were trying to get something in this release and we missed it, unfortunately. It wasn't a particularly fun feature. It was a security feature that we're trying to get out.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure. Yeah, our stuff's sort of rolling out in dark mode mainly,
Nice.
so we don't do big splashy
You're the
release
Batman of
headlights.
Octopus Deploy. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
that thank you, and you never will have to, and you just jump into the darkness, sort of thing. So
That's
fixing all the major
Yeah,
problems we have. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna do some stuff around this, but just to give you guys a sense of what's available in the latest release. Obviously, some of the features ship earlier in Octopus Cloud, so this is a reason why I should use Octopus Cloud. But now you can actually do schedule freezes and tenant targets with more granular control. This is available through Octopus Cloud. In 2025.1, we've added capabilities like config as code for runbooks. We talked about this recently in a webinar, so that's new. We also have greater flexibility control by being able to deactivate any tenants that aren't in use. You can also use a tool like Octolint to spot these things, for example. This one is really important, obviously, for infrastructure. So we have a generic OpenID account, Connect account support. This allows you to obviously support things like GCP, for example. And previously, we'd only supplied support for Azure and AWS. So this generic OIDC support allows us to authenticate to more destinations. Optimize resource first with child first ordering in the task queue. So I think this is part of your team, is it not? Or is it something that's related to what you guys are doing? Task queue prioritization?
We optimized it.
Okay,
at
good.
one point. Yeah.
I'm trying to draw you in.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. And then
we certainly helped with some of this. Yeah.
All right, there you go. And then improved encryption and algorithm support with TLS 1.3. Just updating or bumping up.
We need some of that too. We need some of that.
Okay, good. Nice to see.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you saw this push, like you would see a massive push in R&D, like we got to go to XYZ whatever, and then every team does it, and so you got to get rolled up into this one sort of meta feature, if you will. So that's available now. You can download it today, and we will have an upcoming webinar featuring this. So if you go to /webinars, we have a new event that we are promoting here, Jim. This is the 2025.1 release party. So this is not going to be the kind of party you're used to. We've got a bunch of PMs and engineers. Sorry. We've got a bunch of PMs and engineers who are going to be joining us. We're just going to, like I said, various folks from Octopus Deploy. So on March 25th, we're all going to come together and showcase what's latest and greatest. Come with your questions. Join us. We would love to see you there. Come with your questions. We'll highlight a bunch of new demos, new features, etc., highlighting what's new in 2025.1. It would be great to see. You'll find us up on /webinars. We also have another webinar, which is our recap of KubeCon 2025. This will be on April 8th. And we have another one that's going to be added here to this list soon. That will be in April, talking about object status relating to Kubernetes objects. So that'll be interesting. And don't forget, we have our Argo Unpacked podcast that happens every 2 weeks. So we've got episode 3 coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. That's all at /webinars. You going to come to the party?
I was just looking. Have we got 3 times? Is that an 8-hour party you're having?
No, they're the different time zones. So it just gives it...
different time zones.
So 2 of them are the US, one's in Europe. And that's where a lot of our customers are. So... that's why we list them.
Party?
Yeah. Why don't you show up? It's only 5 a.m. for you. So there you go.
Yeah, well.
This is a blog post from Simon entitled Building Trust Through Security, Our Commitment to Customer Protection. Have you seen the Trust Resource Center? This is at /trust. I love this thing. I think I've highlighted this before, but if you go to the Trust Center, you'll see a place where you can see basically everything we do around SOC 2, GDPR, et cetera, et cetera. I love this site. It's basically your one-stop shop for everything you want to know related to security around Octopus. So if you go to trust.octopus.com, you'll find a site that looks like this. This is a blog post that highlights our commitment to trust and a lot of the principles that underpin our security profile or posture. And so as in relation to TLS 1.3, which we just added support for, Simon talked a little bit about that. And of course, our encryption standard, we're utilizing AES 256 by default. This is I believe it's Rheindahl is the algorithm name. So I'm just going based on memory here, but these are some improvements we added around security. And of course, we're adding all kinds of support for new security improvements going forward, obviously. Around our credentials, I mentioned the Trust Center earlier, so SOC 2 Type 2 and ISO 27001-2013. These are certifications that revolve around compliance. So definitely check that blog out if you have a higher up who's asking you questions like, hey, I want to buy Octopus or I want to use Octopus, but not so sure like how's their compliance, etc. Go to the Trust Center. That's the place to go check out for all those docs, which is awesome. Don't forget our roadmap. Always mention this, roadmap.octopus.com. Make it your homepage, if not a bookmark. We're highlighting and updating this all the time. So a lot of the stuff that we shipped in 2025.1 has been updated here. You'll also find new items under planned and under consideration. This is always getting updated. I always encourage folks to check this out. And finally, we had our Employee Appreciation Day. I thought this was pretty cool. So we posted this up on LinkedIn where we basically, said, hey, happy to have you aboard this awesome journey we're all on. Got pictures from around the world here. This one is you and I are somewhere in this photo here. This was in
there somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. This is in Brisbane. I'm not sure where this picture was taken. Possibly in the U.S. And then this picture down here is in Portugal, in Lisbon. I'm somewhere in the back there. So awesome to see everyone involved. It's amazing how fast we've grown. I don't know about you, Jim, but like I was saying to some folks in Noosa, like I can't believe how big we are now. It's crazy. I remember we used to just be in this small little office, and now we're this much bigger organization, which is great to see. Awesome stuff. Well, there you go. That was the week that was. Jim and I obviously are happy to be back. Sorry for the delay. I was dealing with a cyclone. So, hey, what are you going to do? But we are back. We're happy to be back, and we are going to be forging ahead onto episode 100 soon. We will at 93 now. So yeah, we're at 93 and we'll be at 100 soon, which is crazy. We started this just a few months ago. So there you go. Any final words before we wrap up? Anything to tease the folks with? All right. Awesome.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, on behalf of Jim and myself, happy deployments, everyone. Take care.